Hello, folks. This is the Infinite AM podcast. I'm your host, Jose A. Romo, also known as Jose Romo 1000 on Instagram. To my left, we have Panda the Don, Big Daddy Panda.
What's up, guys?
Goes by many names. Straight in front of me here, we have Frankie G.
Whatever. Follow him on Instagram.
And to my right, we have our guest, Shawnito, stand-up comic.
I thought you told me to stand up.
Pushed wheelchairs. He's done many things in life. He wipes his ass with his left hand. You know, he's a jack of all trades.
I jerk with the left. I am a left-handed jerker.
And wiper? You can't wipe with the left and jerk with the left. That's not
that's
kosher.
Kind of the same motion, the same hand. Your hand is doing a lot of activity.
Going back and forth right
It's more of a swipe as opposed to a jerk, you know? It's a difference.
Well, I mean, but it's just my fingers get the two.
It takes
They get together pretty good.
I haven't seen you in a minute, my friend Sean, and I have a huge. That's a coffee in the background, by the way.
No, there's gunshots. Oh God!
I have a huge question for you, man. Are you doing stand-up comedy? And if not, why have you stopped? I'm putting you on the fucking spot with this, bro. I'm sorry.
I
16
did.
seconds in.
I know.
I had to go right off the fucking back.
We talked about dicks and asses already.
You know, so
We hopped in this one pretty fast. No, but I did an open mic
when?
a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Didn't go well, which is fine. It's an open mic. But no, I am starting to get back into comedy. I'm starting to hit the mics again. Took a long break. But yeah, I'm doing some open mics and working on material.
Why did you stop? You went through a little hiatus.
Well,
there.
okay, before we get to that, when did you start doing give us your background?
I'm sorry, I forgot that everybody doesn't know Shawnito.
We already know
He's
this
famous
guy.
to me, you know?
No, I started doing it, I don't know, how long ago was that? I don't know, remember.
2012, I want to say.
Yeah.
11, 12?
Because it was around when the world was going to end the first time.
Close to 13. Yeah, I think it was like that. I think it was the fall of 2012, yeah? And I started doing it then, and I just got into it. People always said I should, friends, you should do stand-up. I never thought I was ever going to do stand-up until some close friends of mine were coming up to do it in Sac, and they're not from Sac, and they were doing an open mic, and that's really what basically got me to do it. I was like, well, shit, if they're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I did it, and it was good. It turned out good.
Things get started if those fuckers can do it,
exactly.
I can fucking do it.
A lot get started with just saying fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was the first time you ever dated? I mean, I'm sure you were.
Dude, the first time I went up there, even though I decided a week before, I was like, I'm just gonna do it. You know what I mean? Never once ever thinking I was gonna do stand up, but that week, me and my friend were like, let's do it. And he was helping me write some shit, and he did one. And that day I remember being like, dude, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna go on stage. I can't.
Sweating bullets?
Yeah, I was like, I don't have nothing. I don't even have no jokes, even though I came up with jokes, but I still felt like I don't have shit. Mm-hmm. And then I got on stage, and that night I remembered all my jokes pretty good. And what made me enjoy it was when I realized shit, I can come up with stuff. Maybe I am kind of funny, on stage. I was able I was able to come up with shit on the spot, fix my jokes.
I knew you had it since we were working together, and it was always fun working on the same shift as Sean as long as he's having a good day. Sometimes you had them bad days, but Sean would just keep you fucking rolling throughout the entire day. So it was like, dude, you gotta hop on the fucking stage. Once you said the initial fuck it, I think we went to every single one of your goddamn shows, man.
Oh, yeah.
You were killing it.
That's what else, yeah. I mean, I always had somebody, good friends, I guess, that always came up to my shows. But I was representing a 31K clothing brand. Rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? The old school throwback.
Jesus Cup.
All my shows.
You might be coming back.
But
in a different format.
The second time, so that was a Sunday night, the first open mic at the Comedy Spot in Sacramento. Then I go up that Tuesday, so a day and whatever later, and that's when I invited everyone from work. It was damn near 20 people. And it was the night Obama got reelected. I'll never forget. because we didn't even use the main stage. We literally used the bar at Laughs Unlimited in Old Sacramento.
It's like, no, Obama gets main stage.
Right.
You get the
they were like, we just want people to watch the TV, so we don't need people to pay attention to your jokes.
like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, exactly. So I literally forgot all my jokes. I drank hella that night.
Yeah.
I think I was more nervous because I told people to come, and I was like, fuck, I can't fuck up when they're here. And I just forgot all my jokes. And I don't know if you remember that, but I killed it. Right? I mean, I just went riffed.
I'm gonna be honest with you. He bombed that night, but it was like the best bomb you can do. Because most of his best shit comes from just being spontaneous with it, just being creative. So when he forgot all his jokes, he was sitting there just like, fuck. And there was 2 seconds of pause, and then he just started going off.
I mean, I literally pointed at the people I brought and was like, I've been telling you all these jokes for weeks. Y'all don't know my jokes. Fully expected one of them to really just be like, oh no, this is your line. Like, tell me, like, it wouldn't have ruined the joke.
I thought it was his act. So
right, but I just went off and fucking, I just started talking shit about myself. And that was just funny. It was good. And then that's when I went out. I was smoking a cigarette, and the dude who runs that shit was out there. And this coffee machine is really interrupted everything I gotta say.
It wants to be part of the podcast,
But
It's about to explode.
no, I was outside smoking a cigarette, and the guy who hosted, like he worked for the club. I told him, like, man, I can't believe I forgot all my jokes. And he's like, nah, don't worry about it. You're good. You're gonna be back next week for the showcase. I was like, for real? And he was like, yeah, man. And I was like, oh, that's what's up. And then, obviously, the more...
Sounds black.
The more I... No, he really was. He was a big, fat, white, bald dude.
Okay.
But,
Totally off on the
or not big and fat, my bad. I'm not trying to, but he was a bigger guy and bald.
He was heavy.
Nah, but I found out later, like, the more I got into comedy, that had more to do with the fact that I brought people. Because if you just bring people, they're like, fucking bring them to the show.
Yeah, they're paying $5.
But it was, I enjoyed it while I did it. I stopped, I guess, to answer
How long
that.
did you do it?
Only for like a year.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a long time.
I took a break, is what it was. And I met a comedian who's still a really good comedian. He's from Sacramento. And he just shot a movie I saw on Instagram. He just got done, called The Run or something. But his name's Mike Battencourt. Good comedian, great comedian. And an awesome guy. And me and Jordan, actually, when Jordan went with me to a show at Tommy T's, I did an open mic. And me and Jordan and him were just chilling in the parking lot after the show. And he told me, don't you ever take a break. No matter what you do, don't ever take a fucking break. People think that they could just, take a break from comedy and they'll come back. And I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that. That's retarded.
Keep the tool sharp.
So sure enough, you know
later.
what I mean? Yeah.
I'm gonna take a break.
I ended up taking a break. And it was because I started it during a time where I just started getting hella sick. Like I was dealing with some fucking shit with my stomach where I was just sick, And so I thought, I'm gonna just take a break. I just got tired of it for some reason, and I felt like I should take a break. And then I never got back into it. Just for whatever reason, it took me so long to just hop back into it. And then life happened. Yeah. And I had to start getting, work and shit like that. And just slowly never got back into it. But thanks to, other comedians that I hella respect, who have talked to me when they see me like, dude, you need to get back into it. And I, I never let myself believe that anyone...
How big is that, having other people in the same field as you just kind of
it's
keep
huge.
you honest, right? Isn't that just the biggest
it's huge.
fucking thing?
Because, these are comedians that I respected and I didn't even necessarily, have a relationship with when I was doing it. Mm-hmm. I knew them because, in Sacramento, the cool thing about Sacramento, community. It's a small community and, it's not so cutthroat, down south, it could be cutthroat down there for
everybody's
comedians.
trying to help each other out.
Yeah, out here, yeah. And
that's kind of odd because in different games or different industries, it's cutthroat as shit. We have friends in the music industry, and everyone's trying to step on each other's toes. But I guess in comedy, it's let's all help.
And that's what I thought going into it. I didn't I didn't hate on anybody or was like fuck that person, but I just kind of thought that's what the attitude was. But I just
I guess real
talk to me.
Recognize real, where you have to have some big balls to fucking step on that stage, and the
Oh,
lights are on you. The whole fucking room's looking up at you.
Well, you
gotta
people in general are scared of public speaking. They'll talk to a group of 3-4 people and they're freeze up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So having one not to talk to them, and you have to bring jokes, and you got to be funny. That's a lot to bring to the table.
Yeah, it was. Well, I think the hardest thing for me was to realize oh man, I guess I should be proud of the fact I can go up there, stop being a bitch and just see that I actually have some kind of talent and I can do it. And but it got to a point where I wasn't enjoying it for whatever reason, and I couldn't even tell you why. I just wasn't enjoying it.
Maybe factoring
and I took a break.
health and everything. And
well, that's what I was gonna ask you too. Is it a passion of yours, or is it just something
That's
you were
it.
like really good at, and then you're like, fuck it, might as well do it, and then it kind of grew on you. You got to do it a little bit more.
I think it was the latter, basically, where it was something I just happened to be good at. Because, like I said, I never planned on ever being a stand-up. Although there's so many, if you think about the shit like I have watched and what's influenced me growing up, it all makes sense that I would be a stand-up comedian. Like, I've always loved stand-up and like damn near studied stand-up in some years. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, like Comedy Central did this whole thing, I remember one year on stand-ups for months. And 1 month it was like they were just counting down like 100 comics. I like watched all of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Never thinking, oh, I want to watch this because I want to be a stand-up. I just hella appreciated it. And when I think my whole thing is I like to entertain. I like to make people laugh. And I guess I like the attention. Somehow I do and I don't. I do and I don't. You know what I mean?
So if you're saying that stand-up maybe is not like the thing you're passionate about, you're passionate about making people laugh, or you trying to like move into a different medium
that's
of
what
it?
I got
And
that's what it is. Yeah. So it was more like for me, if I have a passion for anything, it's writing. Mm-hmm. And it's always been writing.
Are you doing your novel?
I'm writing a couple novels. Been working on for 2 years. No,
that's about to
plug it up, man. Plug it up.
But
coming soon.
But yeah, you know, I fucking love writing. And the dude who helped me write my jokes, me and him were like, we worked on a script that we fucking need to get back on. But you know, it was more writing and like entertaining, acting. I think that's a weird thing though. It's been hard for me lately to realize, like, damn, I think I really want to act. Like, I used to act when I was younger.
Right.
Not, like, professionally, obviously, but, like, sign up for theater classes and do plays and shit. And so I always knew I liked that. And I think the thing is about comedy that turned me off when I was doing it for a while was that I felt like, fuck, dude, this shit isn't good. You know what I mean? Because when you're a stand-up, it's not like a fucking playwright. You know what I mean? When people come to a play, they're coming to see that play. They know what they're seeing, so they're going to like it because they want to see it. Stand-up, it ain't necessarily like that. They don't know who the hell you are, and it's like you have to fucking
captivate them.
It's you against them kind of thing. Like you have to make them laugh, and you bomb a lot. You know what I mean? You don't. There's a lot of times where people are just looking at you and shit.
But that's just how it is in life. You gotta fucking fall, even though it's like the corniest thing to
Yeah,
say.
you need
gotta
those.
fall. You gotta lose to get better.
You need them.
You gotta fucking take them
Yeah,
L's.
that's true, and you learn fast. I mean, you can be doing a joke, it's funny, and then you bomb, and it's like, well, now I gotta get back up on it, you know.
And then you're just thinking like that last open mic I did, it was it was a weird experience, honestly, because being up there was like I had like one or two new jokes, and I did a lot of my old material, which at this point is like over a year old. Not that anyone's fucking heard it in forever.
It's like old enough where you can say it again.
Well, to me, yeah, exactly. That was part of it. But then I also thought like, damn, people are gonna hear this and be like, this fool ain't come up with new jokes.
that Sean guy.
Motherfucker still got the same 5 minutes. It's been 3 years. Nah, but and it was like part of it. Yeah, that it was one of those crowds that just like sometimes people come out and they just want to chill.
Yeah.
They just want to sit in a chair. You don't feel like laughing. And it was kind of one of those nights.
Club
and while I'm up there, I just kept thinking like, I just want to get the fuck off of this stage, which I think
feeling.
happens a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It happens a lot to comedians.
So one of my most memorable moments of one of his, it wasn't the day you were hosting, but it might have been the next time you went after that. A comedian came on two people before him, and it was like a Mexican comedian. They put some like lowrider music or some shit while he came up. And then a black comedian came out before him, and they put some fucking like hood music, right? And he comes out and they put some fucking country shit, and he looks at the DJ. He's like, "What the fuck? I can't get no Tupac. I can't get no." I was fucking rolling.
That's that same one that's on fucking YouTube that stayed up there to keep the dream alive for all these fucking years. That was my. It was my first showcase. So literally I did the open mic on that Sunday that I talked about earlier. Mm-hmm. And I did that Tuesday where I forgot all my jokes. And then
that
was the following week.
You got stereotyped like a motherfucker.
Oh, boy, hell yeah, I did.
He's like,
but, you know, it's funny. I was thinking the whole time, like, this was going to play.
He made it work, though.
I knew it, though. Like, honestly, I kind of did it. Like, I was like, this motherfucker's going to play some rock music when I go up.
Rock music.
So I had it ready. I had that shit cocked up and ready to go. Like that kind of shit about comedy. It's fun. It's fun. But it could be the worst. You know what I mean? Like Steve Martin in his book says that it's like was the best and the worst 10 years of his life.
stand up.
Because when you're up there, like for me personally, it was before it's anxiety. I just have anxiety anyways.
Okay, yeah.
I have anxiety before I take a shit. I'm like, I had some hot Cheetos last night. I hope
It
this
goes
goes
out
well.
right. We found what I mean.
But so it's the anxiety before the show. You know what I mean? I'll invite friends over and like I'm just like chilling. You know, like when I tell you all to come out, I just be by myself like chilling. And then once I would go up,
Like
even when you're up there. When you're up there, you know you're on the clock, dude, and you're just waiting.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? You're just, I mean, sometimes like there's like that show, I remember I felt good about that. That was like a good one. And I had a couple good ones after that too.
I remember another one that he did that his grandma was there and he was talking about like his sex
it
was
my grandpa was there though. and my mom and dad. But you know what?
What's that jokes about dildos?
I was
about
talking
jerking off.
It was about my jerking off in 39 seconds. Y'all remember the samples?
Oh fuck yeah,
dude,
When it was only samples,
Yeah.
right? That's what that joke was about. So it was about like back in the day, you had to go to MikeInBrazil.com.
Wait 30 minutes for a 30-second clip.
Exactly my joke. Exactly it, bro. You had to wait dumbass long, so the whole time you're fluffing yourself, getting ready.
Oh fuck.
And then the whole joke, my whole joke basically led up to the fact that I was training myself how to come in 39 seconds.
Yeah.
So then the first time I had sex, I had already been training myself how to come in 39 seconds.
Parents and shit are there.
Right on the dot.
You know what I mean? Like, oh shit.
Oh, no wonder he was in and out the bathroom so quick.
My parents are tight though when it comes to that shit. I will say, like they've always been
Understanding and
not understand me.
Supportive?
I'm the same supportive, but I'll be like the same fucking way I am at my house, like on stage, like just ridiculous and.
They're used to Sean and just.
Yeah, I mean, my whole family. I think my family has a pretty good sense of humor.
Well, that's good.
I would say.
I feel like it's your personality. You just take it up there and do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Some people, when they perform, not just stand-up comedy, just in general, they flip a switch and then do their own thing. But like when you're just taking who you are and do it up there, makes things a lot easier.
I really want to see your ass doing these skits though. You love writing and we've done skits just fucking around. And not even just the ones that we started now, but back in the day, we were doing some just...
Oh, the chocolate puto.
we were just doing random-ass little skits just for the fuck of it with our shitty-ass phones at the time.
That was like right before I did stand-up, I think, too.
It was
way before I did
and during,
actually.
man.
Yeah.
We would just be doing all sorts of shit. If you were to hop onto skits, you get yourself a little YouTube channel, or even just on IG, you just need a fucking minute or 30 seconds and just start dropping shit. And you don't even need a lot, dude. You can just do a lot with just straight up whatever editing.
People can't pay attention for more than like 1 minute.
Yeah, our attention span is so fucking small.
Except when you're driving or doing homework.
I sometimes don't even look at the light. I think it's green.
I do believe in lights like... Damn, I don't even remember fucking looking at that light. Like, I just ran through a light for all I fucking know.
on autopilot.
It's just your brain somehow sees green and you're like, just keep driving.
It's like 3 lights down, but your brain processes green. You just go. I almost fucking got hit doing that shit not too long ago, but
I feel like every time I see you, you're almost getting hit or got hit. The last couple of times I've seen you, you've had some accidents in your car.
no, I've literally.
Yeah,
I've only
it's
had
been a
one
while.
accident.
It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah,
So.
I've literally only had like one accident in my whole life.
You got
fucking rear-ended.
like get T-boned.
Huh?
You got T-boned.
Yeah, that was a shitty day right there.
Yeah.
My grandpa's over there dying in Mexico. My mom leaves. I'm driving her car. I'm trying to get to work. And I fucking make it on this light and this bitch ain't paying attention. She flips the back of my thing. That was the only accident I've ever been in.
Yeah.
Partially my fault.
Well, to me, it's just crazy how stand-up is such a beast. Do you know how people hate being
in public?
in
front
public?
of people.
Yeah, and having their work judged,
Criticized.
or criticized.
That's the big thing right
Yeah.
there. Because people
Motherfuckers are
eventually
sensitive.
get forced to be in public, so you got to talk to people.
Right.
But when people judge your shit, you're like, maybe I don't want to, let everything out.
And you're there for at least 15 minutes, man. I mean, yes, they're there to laugh, but in the back of their head, they're criticizing you on your jokes. You know?
Like, this guy sucks.
When I seen, like when
That's crazy.
Before and even now, I guess, but like, especially before I did stand up, you see a comic, and when they tell jokes, you can't help but you kind of judge that person off his jokes, which I never gave a fuck about personally, because I've always figured my mom used to tell me when I was a kid, she'd be like, because I used to talk hella funny when I was a kid, I couldn't say my R's. I was born deaf. You know what I'm saying? I'm a miracle. I was born deaf. I had surgery on my ears. Didn't learn how to talk till I was late. It's a long story. We'll do that another time.
He's like, it's a rare thing. No, this guy's saying shit.
You have the fluids in your ear.
I had an infection in my brain.
In his brain, bro, and he got a degree. Watch the fuck out.
Oh. Taking low blows already. Nah.
Our school system is fucked.
Nah, but she used to tell me fucking, because she probably just got tired of me coming home and crying like a little girl all the time. But she'd just be like, just make fun of yourself before they can. If you make more jokes by yourself, then fuck it. And then that basically, by doing that, I think I learned how to fucking just get over, I don't care necessarily what people's opinion. Obviously I do when it comes to some shit, but. What
was the root then of the anxiety of going up? Where did it stem from? If it wasn't
the same shit that what you're talking about. It is that. Even though I say I don't mind it, you still think like I don't want to suck. Like I don't care. What I mean when I say I don't care what they think is I don't care if they go home, if they laugh and they go home thinking that dude's pathetic, that guy fucking comes in 39 seconds. If they truly believe that that's what I'm being held literal and all this other shit, I don't mind if they laugh. But then it's if you bomb and they're like this, like, damn, not only do they not think I'm funny, but they all think I come in 39 seconds. You know?
It's worse. It's the worst kind.
Exactly. So, but I don't know, I'm getting back into it, and it's just like, it's honestly like fucking starting all over again, to be honest. But what I was going to say earlier is the difference, I guess, would be when you're up there and you're doing your jokes, it's kind of like, it's like no one fucking wrote it for you, and so yeah, you're kind of bearing your soul in a way. You know, there are some people who are good. They like kind of can come into a character, and they can play off of that shit, which I think is just as good because it takes some kind of self-awareness to see how you're coming off to continue something like that. But it's just kind of like it's really just you and your back against the wall, which is why it's also cool. The adrenaline is fun, and it just for me, I got tired of doing my jokes. Because in the beginning, I kept making up the jokes as I was going. Or I had basically a joke, but they changed as I was coming up with
the outline for it, but you
and then I was just fucking dealing with so much shit. Not like I'm making an excuse, because everyone's dealing with hella shit, and they still go out there. Like, there's some comedians out there who are just, they deal with some shit. You know what I mean? There's some hustlers out there, dude, for real. Like, comedians that I'm just, like, in awe of. Like, damn, man. Like, I knew a dude who would sleep in his car and still find the energy to go up and, like, you know, do a show every night and shit. Like, I don't know, I couldn't do that. I'd be crying myself to sleep like a girl, like a bitch. But I didn't have that drive at the time, and part of me felt, as corny as this might sound for real, part of me felt like, damn, I'm just disrespecting the game right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm disrespecting the game. I'm hella, like, trying to act like I'm a comedian, but, like, I'm not putting any effort into it. And it was starting, I could tell it was coming off. Like, you know what I mean? Because I felt it on stage, and it just was starting to get to a point where I was like, I just fuck it, I'm going to take a break. And I knew in the back of my head, I knew I was never going to get back on, or I thought I was. And then it just took hella time for me to finally be like, you know, you get to a point, I think, where you realize, fuck, I'm hella miserable all the time. And then you realize, and maybe I ain't doing something I'm supposed to be doing, right? Mm-hmm. And then I think it has to do with comedy, whether or not I'm going to be a professional stand-up one day, you know, that's successful isn't the point, but it's just the people you meet, honestly. And the whole experience. The whole experience is amazing, yeah. I mean, it could be amazing, and my short time was amazing, but Taylor Evans is a dude I said who did it the first time. He's a comedian, really funny dude from Turlock, and he's doing it big as far as I'm concerned for a comedian. Like, he's touring with, there's this guy named, they got this, that's what I'm wearing, this Deaf Puppies. They're part of Deaf Puppies Comedy. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the Deaf Puppies.
Love them.
And that whole crew is just lit. I mean, they're funny as fuck. You know what I mean?
Touring
and they'll go up like and do shows in Oregon and shit sometimes. And Anthony K is hella funny. The first time I seen Anthony K is when I was doing stand up, and they told me, the guy who at last was like, oh, they're gonna have a competition, you should come next week. Like, come do it. You're not gonna be in it, but just come. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. And I went, I showed up kind of late, and that fool Anthony K was up, and he was just fucking funny, dude. He was just, to me, he felt like he was on a different level. You know what I'm saying? Than like all the comedians. And he won that competition and shit. And then I guess somehow they linked up. I don't know, I'm not gonna claim I know how the Deaf Puppies came together, but they eventually all came together and got this little deal, their little group. And but they put in the work. And they're funny as fuck though. You know what I mean? They're funny dudes.
You can't hop in that or what? What's the status? You
might. Let me ask you this: so when you do it,
puppy, huh?
Do you have to kill a puppy?
like when you do it, do you
initiation?
see like, oh, this guy's doing it big. I want to get to that point, or is it more like I know what I'm capable of? I'm just gonna keep doing my own thing, just kind of see where it gets.
You hungry for competition, or is it?
No, it is kind of more of like a that'd be tight to be. A lot of it, honestly, at first, was like when I first started finding all this shit out about like comedians I knew and shit, and I was like, damn, dude, what a fucking waste of time I just did. You know what I mean? Like, if I just would have fucking stayed a comedian, I would have 2 to 3 years under my belt. And who fucking knows, like, what kind of gigs I'd be having, and my life would be hella different. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But whatever, for whatever reason, that's not how it worked out. But I still know these people. And just to know them is cool. But that's who I got a draft with. I think most of them are in that fucking draft I got later on.
There you go, make them laugh.
Fantasy football draft and shit.
Yep. We just had a draft.
Yeah, he didn't do so hot. So
He didn't do so.
I think I got pretty good players.
yeah,
I can't do the fantasy football stuff, man. Can't do it.
These motherfuckers. Sorry, I'm just going back to this real quick. These fools would do shows like in Punchline in Frisco, which that alone, to me, for what I was doing, is a big deal. Like just Punchline in general and SAC. At least when I was doing stand up, I'm pretty sure it's the same. Punchline is like the one. You know what I mean? That's like a big one. It'd be tight to get on. And that's where all the pros, when they come fucking up here in Sacramento, that's where they perform. But you can't get on, at least I'm pretty sure it's the same as it was a couple years ago. You couldn't get on in Frisco till you did it, or no, you couldn't get on a SAC till you did it in Frisco, which I thought was backwards.
It's the hierarchy.
Yeah.
Right, I thought it was backwards. But I think maybe the San Francisco is the original one. I guess I don't fucking know.
Are we snobs here or something?
You know what I mean? Something. You know what I
You don't
think
have
it is?
Frisco under your belt. No.
I guess since it's a city, more people will go to it. More people will go to
that makes
Punchline.
sense, yeah.
And out here, it's like people are coming to Punchline because of the names. Mm-hmm. So they at least want to know that you're not just going to come up here and fuck it up.
I got you.
If you get on stage.
Yeah, it's a promotional thing. Out there, it's going to get people regardless. Here, it's the name has to attract the people in.
Right.
Makes perfect sense.
And they're fucking making a name for themselves, dude. And these wristbands that no one can see that are white.
We'll take a picture
Death
of
Puppies Comedy. Get you discounts too.
It's gonna be
you like 10% off, sometimes 20% off for some places for drinks and shit. Yeah, you just gotta have it when you order.
That's a smart
Like
marketing
at some,
tool right
yeah,
there.
it is genius. When I found it, I was like, damn, let me get one of them. Let me get one now. No, I was playing.
You're on the hype beforehand.
No, I won't. But no, they're cool, man. They're legit, and they're good people too.
When's your next one?
I might be going up Sunday at the Comedy Spot.
Ooh.
Which, I'm going to be real, I'm going to say it on the air. Live, on record. I hate it. I hate it. I don't like the open mics at the Comedy Spot. I don't.
Why is that?
They're fucking, the crowd is like really
tough.
Hit and more
Go
hits.
hit your connection with Last Unlimited again.
There's a bunch of places I got to go to. I just got to get to them. And
what was the other spot that we went to in downtown? Was that the Comedy Spot where we recorded you?
Probably. You recorded me? Oh, where was that? Was the Comedy Spot? I remember we were.
I went there. Yeah, I think you went with me.
It was your cousin. It was your cousin.
No, it was.
Oh, I don't know.
It was Studio. Oh, dude, we need to make a video for Sean.
Yeah, we'll put your shit out there. We can get a lot of views on your thing.
A dating video, like this.
Yeah. Oh, that too.
Blackpeoplemeet.com. What are we talking about here? We're making a profile.
Shoot it.
Dude,
there you go.
Farmers only.
No one's a farmer.
Dude, that shit is ridiculous.
Speaking about farmers, now I know he's the guest, but I got a question for you.
Okay.
DACA. This is some serious shit. You're I almost feel like painful to say. What's up with the DACA thing, and how is that going to affect you,
That's
my
a big
friend?
transition.
I know, but I've been.
What this is?
The DACA, the Dream Act, where
The Dream Act,
where these kids. You can explain it better, man.
No,
Explain
so
it
essentially,
And are you a farmer?
no. There's this thing called DACA, which is essentially a work permit that you can get for people that came here when they were kids, usually Mexican kids,
Right.
and then with their parents that don't have legal status to be here, you can get a work permit so you can at least work, pay taxes,
Go to
do
school.
whatever. And they recently just rescinded it, so I think next month it's going away.
But they said they're gonna take it away slowly. Just imagine how fucked this is. Think about this in your mind. someone who comes here when they're 3 years old, they didn't ask to get brought over here, their parents brought them over, no fucking choice. They're here since they're 3. Some of them don't even fucking remember Mexico, right? Or whatever country they come from. And they finally get the paperwork to go to school, to get a job, just to be a fucking regular American, right? And then the shit gets taken away. Now you're like in fear, like what the fuck's gonna happen now? Can I not go to school? Can I not work? Like what the fuck am I gonna do?
They're not even gonna let them go to school. So what are they trying to like force people to leave without having to kick them out or some type of shit?
No, it's more like you had this permit to work essentially, right? It was every 2 years you have to renew it. Now, well, after it goes away, there's nothing. So after your permit expires, you essentially can't work anymore. Which, I mean, you can still go to school. School doesn't really require a work permit to do it. You do technically need a social, but there's ways around that. So
I got a guy.
The big thing is the working thing, and in the long run, it actually screws over the government because the taxes is what you get in return. So
this is another Donald Trump creation, I'm guessing.
Yeah. But they said they're going to phase out slowly, right? They haven't put out everything. Oh, Jesus.
No, what they're saying is
what
they try to do with the whole Affordable Care Act, I think that's called, the Obamacare.
Yeah.
To remove it and then try to do a new one, right? Except this time around for this, they're like, we're removing it. Figure it out, as opposed to like Obamacare. They're like, no, we're gonna keep it a little bit longer.
Yeah, we haven't figured that one out yet.
Oh yeah, they did do that for a minute. Huh? They took how long?
I'm like, why the fuck are you gonna remove something that's working right now, then not replace it with anything that's gonna make it more better or tangible or it's just crazy.
I mean, that's what some of the people's argument. Like, if you remove it now, you force Congress to kind of think of something to replace it, you know what I'm saying?
I'm be honest.
In a rush, it's a rush. Like, there's only a few things that you rush can make out to be a pretty good thing. Why not put thoughtful ideas and put it together? But it's that sense of urgency that they're going for, right?
Yeah, and then there's also a lot of misinformation. Like, it doesn't give you residency, it doesn't give you citizenship, it doesn't give you any of that. It just lets you fucking work.
Dude,
a lot of people against it are like, nah. They can't be citizens. Like, they can't do that shit.
You're fucking more American than me.
And me.
What the fuck?
I don't want all that. I'm good.
I just want to work.
Yeah.
That's some shit. You're born on a different line, a different plot of land, and you can't just do it.
Papers. It's all papers.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
that's
it's politics.
crazy, man.
It's stuff you can't really control. Like, that's the one thing I learned. Like, in general in life, it's like you control the controllables. You can't really control other stuff that is out of your reach.
Sometimes I feel they should just get children, right, and let them make the decision, right? You put one on this line, one on this side of the line, and you're like, all right, does this person have the same rights as this one over here?
Pizza Lunchables for everybody.
Pick the country you're from.
I don't know. I don't know why I gave that baby that accent. I don't know.
It speaks hella good though. It's a baby.
It looks like
an accent.
It looks like a ball. Starts kicking it around and shit. They don't fucking
They're
know.
like football or soccer ball.
Where's the line drawn at? I don't fucking know where the line's at, man. You can bring it down to a simple sense and just say that it's not fair. I know there has to be, I guess, states, and these are the American laws, and then it even varies from state to state. Like, this state we can have weed, that state you can't. If there's, like, let's say a border town that's right in the middle of, I don't know, us and Nevada. I don't know how their weed thing is, but there's a border city right there, and you can't.
I don't think you can.
I think it's medically or something.
I don't even know how. I think they're pretty strict on it medically too, from what I think so.
But let's say if there's a fucking city right in the middle of the borderline, right, and my homie, you live on that side, Frank, and you can't smoke weed, but I'm on this side and I can smoke it. Like, what the fuck, man?
Just invite them over.
I know, but still,
it is like that though.
It's stupid,
There's
right?
people who it is like
But
that.
their sniper is on the other side.
Yeah.
Really.
But you gotta
I ain't
have,
talking about the Mexican border. I'm just talking about state borders.
you gotta have a fucking card to smoke. So it is kind of like that. You can live next door to someone and be like, "Fuck, this fool's allowed to burn his blunt without getting in trouble." But if I do it, I gotta fucking worry about it.
Yeah,
Even though
I might get put
realistically, no one's gonna fucking come knock on your door for a blunt. But you understand?
You get the point. You get the law here. Then there's some stupid ass fucking laws that make no sense. There's like so much leniency on one side, and then a state that's 5 states down, you do something that's so petty, like let's say have a joint, and you're going to jail, you're doing jail time and shit. And over here, you can have pounds walking around. They're not gonna give a fuck.
Oh, how do you feel about the cop Remember we talked about this?
Oh, yes.
The cop that was like, "Oh no, we only shoot black people."
Oh, you hear about that? You seen that video?
Yeah, of course I did.
That fucking thing
He's a
is
fucking
crazy.
ignorant idiot. That's like saying the same thing. An ignorant idiot. Not a smart one. But he's just dumb. Because like when he said it, he was thinking like, oh, like I'm just fucking proving a point that they're hella ridiculous.
Well, that's the thing. He said it jokingly. Like, I get it. It's just, it's the wrong time.
No, exactly.
I think it's funny.
It's like, dude, you can't fucking. It's like, how do you not know any better? Like, you can't fucking say it.
It's a sensitive fucking time, especially for that.
It's just a dumb thing to say. It just would be like if someone came to a fast food place and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna spit in your food, right?
Exactly.
That's what I was thinking. We're gonna fucking stick our dick in your food and shit." Like, no, you're gonna get fired for saying that.
For people that don't know what the fuck we're talking about, it was a cop in Georgia, I believe. I visited Georgia. It's kind of crazy. He pulls this, I believe it's an old white lady over.
Yeah.
He comes up, she's freaking out. Oh my God. He's like, ma'am, calm down. Remember, you're not black. We only shoot black people. And he gets caught on his own fucking dash cam.
I think what was happening is he was like pulling the window down. And she's like, no, I'm scared. And she's like, why the fuck are you scared? She's like, because you shoot people.
Yeah.
She's like, no.
She's like, I don't
He was
want to
like, no, we only shoot black people. And then she's like, oh, okay. Well.
Someone's on her lap, dude. And, yeah, he was like, it's on your lap. Like the fuck there, it's on your lap. She's like, I'm sorry, I just don't want to put my hands down. And because, there's so many videos of you guys shooting people. And he goes, no, we only shoot black people, remember? Right? That's all we do. We only shoot black people. And you're white, so you don't have to worry about it.
You remember.
Like, what a fucking idiot.
It's just, I think he was trying to prove a point right there.
No, he was.
I think he's being a fucking idiot.
But he was pulling someone over.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? It's just a dumb thing to do, dude.
And he was on
just like
force for 27 years and
It's
shit.
like a dentist being like, oh, I'm gonna rape you when you go to sleep.
Oh yeah, happy time.
Just kidding. God forbid you wake up with a hemorrhoid for a total unrelated situation.
A
You're gonna be
dentist,
like,
we do
son of a
happy
bitch.
endings. Imagine that, dental. Happy endings.
So how come my mouth isn't dumb, but my butthole is dumb?
Oh shit. That's some fuckery right there.
Yeah, no, it was just, dude, he fucked up. He said the wrong thing.
He was on the
wrong time.
force for 27 years, then he retired. He's still gonna get all his money.
It's one of
and
those
shit.
things you kind of say just off record, but then it's on record, so it's like, oh,
off his own
yeah.
camera, like he
Yeah.
fucked himself. He lubed it, fucked himself, man.
Yeah, man.
What a damn.
But he got paid though. They just let him retire, so he keeps all his pension and everything.
Georgia, it's so.
But then again, I'm gonna be honest.
segregated over there.
I don't know if he necessarily deserves to lose all that.
Yeah, if you work for that long and you fuck up one tiny little fraction of a second in time, yeah, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, the guy fucking did.
Your whole family's gonna be
Who
fucked
knows? Yeah,
because of that
exactly.
one
Who
little
knows?
stupid joke. You know?
That guy might not be an asshole either. He might just
Yeah.
be a fucking idiot, which is
Yeah.
probably the case. But
And then we've been to Georgia. It is blacks on this side.
Yeah.
And then you go out of town and it's all white on this side. The only blacks people see
Yeah.
is working the stores and shit like that.
And mowing the lawns. They don't have Mexicans, so someone has to.
They had like one Mexican restaurant at the place that we went to.
It was not that good.
When we went to Atlanta, we took pictures for evidence. We're like, let's take hella pictures of like.
Your Honor, I present
like you're all a
And
journalist.
all there was like
Like,
one,
yo, breaking news.
There's
the
all
South
blacks.
is racist.
not even racist. Like they're fucking
South?
No, couldn't be. We're just saying it's.
I thought Lincoln
It's
took care of that. What
We show up
happened?
at the airport and all of a sudden, where's all like the slanty eyes and the Mexicans? Yeah, there are none. Everyone's looking
Frank's
at you
like,
because
I'm
you're,
right here.
you're the only one of that creed.
Yeah, but remember when we sat down at McDonald's?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Explain what happened with that.
Okay,
one.
we're at a McDonald's because they only got $1 drinks. That's the hot spot to go to. We're sitting down, we're talking, we're kind of tired. I think we played tennis earlier that day, and then Frank gets up. And yeah, we played tennis. You're in Georgia, you gotta play tennis. We'll explain that later. He gets up and he walks by these old white people are sitting down, and they were just quiet. And all of a sudden, Frank walks by and they look at him. Buddhism's just plain wrong, and they just go off.
They said that shit for real?
Yes, I swear to you. He just walks by.
And you're like, I'm fucking Catholic. I'm probably more religious than you fucking
Frank
asshole.
didn't even notice. He like walks by them, and I'm like hearing this. I'm like, did they just do that to my friend? Like, should I defend his honor?
He's like, hey, that's my friend.
Hey. But they look like they have a lot of power.
Who says that though? Who goes, hey, Buddhism?
Buddhism's just
You're wrong. It's
plain wrong. I was like, what the fuck? I'm probably more
It's
Buddhist.
like,
than
name
you.
one fucking thing about the Buddhist religion that you know, you fucking idiot.
They got a big fat Asian guy.
That's what they say. I hate that. That bugs me more than anything.
You should have been like, yeah, no, it is wrong.
Yeah, exactly. You've been like, that's right, praise Christ.
Jesus H. Christ.
You should have been like, where's this goddamn booty at? Son of a bitch, let's get him. That's what you should have did.
At the time that we were out there, it was the whole like ISIS shit was a hot topic. And we were about to take our Muslim friend out there.
You look like you could pass for a Muslim too.
Yeah, with the beard right now? Yeah, I didn't have it then. But actually, I did have it then. Fuck.
Yeah, you did.
I just made it.
And you had all long hair, right?
Yeah, I had long hair.
Don't
then.
say boom and you're good.
Boom!
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Or talk to your
thank
brother.
God we didn't take him. You know.
Oh, the fucking Canadian border too.
We already talked about that one too
shit.
many times.
Yeah.
Damn.
So segregation is real, man.
Yeah.
That's some shit.
Well, racism is real as fuck, and especially in the South. It's just we grew up in California where it's like we've
can
kind of
have
been
such
spoiled
diversity
with shit
at one
like that.
table.
Yeah. Like I'm the only white motherfucker in this room, for example. That's California.
Let's get him. Let's get him.
Say that out loud.
This was all set up, by the way.
Exactly.
30 black people watching.
This is the last conversation Sean Maker's ever had. Recorded.
We could sell that right there. You'll be like Tupac, bro.
Yeah.
And Marley, his shit sold a lot more.
He's in where Cuba. Right now?
We looked for him.
Yeah,
He was there?
What's the rumor? He's in Cuba?
He's in
Cuba. He's in Cuba.
Who?
Tupac.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Why?
Hey, the
Because
woman.
people need to come up with rumors
Hey,
just
and the woman?
to spread shit. The women. are
Oh,
nice.
the women in Cuba? I know that, but
They're about to get rained on with this new.
it was just like, damn, you just would give up so
coming.
much for so little.
Yeah. Hey man,
I'm not hating on Cuba. I'm just saying if you're a fucking
I'm hating on Cuba.
multi-millionaire.
I want America to fuck it a little bit more so
Yeah.
I can go back and there'll be running water and
Is
shit.
that new
for
storm
4
hitting
seasons?
over there?
it's gonna go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
first.
it's coming by Puerto Rico apparently tonight. It's gonna hit the Florida Keys hardcore, and then I think it's gonna
Damn.
slightly come into the Gulf, but
Yeah.
who knows which way it curves after a while.
Prayer for
They just got hit with Harvey, and then Irma's like, "Nah, I want some now. Let me get some of this."
And isn't Jose coming too?
Trump stopped that motherfucker.
I was like, oh,
He said,
you
"Dream
gotta
Act."
go back.
DACA cut.
Just keep naming them like Spanish names and Trump won't let anyone in that country.
Who named him?
He knows a book.
Yeah, there's someone names them. I don't know.
It's
It's
off
also
of
a
the
list.
it's off of the alphabet.
I know they go
right?
alphabetically, and then like at the end of the year, it just resets, right? But they're on, I guess, H now.
They're on I.
Well, no, after that H.
What?
Or no,
H
no,
just
J.
Also, there'll be
J.
one
J.
H and then
Yeah, the next one is Jose,
J.
dude.
What's after that?
It's J. Jose.
No,
He's
after
coming.
J.
I don't. The alphabet.
K.
Trump's gonna nuke that shit.
It's the alphabet.
Kyle?
No, I don't know the exact name. No, he'll let Kyle come in.
It's gonna be Jake. It's not gonna be Jose.
Jake.
Damn, I want a
Jacob.
petition. Can we vote for that, or can we vote for the next?
That's a good question. Who the
hurricane?
fuck sits around and is like, that's what the name is?
It's gonna be Ted. I'm calling it right now. It's Ted.
Get some Vegas odds
Fuck
going.
you, Ted.
Now, you know what's fucked up? Like Katrina came in, right? Now, no one's gonna fucking name their daughter Katrina. Or if your daughter's name is Katrina and somebody's been like traumatized by that storm,
Katrina, like
And
the
you're from-
hurricane.
yeah, you're that for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Or fucking ISIS or something.
Oh, ISIS. Like the terrorists, right?
Who the fuck's name is ISIS? I never met somebody named ISIS in my life. You know somebody named ISIS?
Yeah, like 3 or 4.
Get the fuck. What kind of friends do you have, man?
A black.
Get the fuck out of my. What?
He goes to a different school, you wouldn't know.
I don't go to continuation school.
Dude, there's a lot of people named ISIS.
You know anybody named ISIS?
Never.
Really?
Never ISIS.
Dude, are you making this up?
No, I'm not making it
This
up.
sounds like a total made up story.
You sure it's not?
Yeah, I got like 3 ISIS friends.
You
What?
sure you're not thinking of Isaiah and you're just fucking hearing ISIS?
The nickname.
They're all
He's been
black.
called ISIS.
Or
No, maybe I seen it in a roll calling in high
Oh,
school.
yeah.
ISIS? Do I have any ISIS here? He's a fucking substitute teacher.
Yeah, so I'm like ISIS, black.
You should just sneak that in next time you take roll. ISIS? Is ISIS here today?
And whoever says yes, be like, go to the office.
No, to really fuck with them, every Latino, you should send them to the office or like a Dream Act kick. I'm sorry, you would freak them the fuck out. Little Jose sitting there like, oh my god.
Dude,
That's fucked up.
It is fucked up.
that
but
was
it is
pretty funny. Yeah. And the thing about the kids, they don't snitch if you just make fun of them a little bit.
That's your next skit, right?
Don't start talking about kids not telling on you about things. You think about the kids,
They don't snitch.
you can really keep their mouth shut pretty easily. You give them a popsicle, they ain't gonna tell mom nothing.
I'm not Coach Brad.
Dropping names.
Dropping names.
That's your next skit right there. You scare a whole bunch of Mexicans. I think it's already been done before.
How do you come up with a joke for like your stuff? Do you just stuff that you normally say to people?
Normally he gets loaded first, and then
a lot of my jokes were
drowning a pint of Hennessy.
Yeah, no, a lot of my jokes were kind of based on like I think that's what I try to base it a lot on my life a little bit, or not a lot, not a little bit, but a lot. I mean, and then obviously you make it into a joke, so it can't be taken completely literal. But like the whole jerking off at 39 seconds, it really had to do that. You know what I'm saying? That was a
We all had to do it.
It's relatable.
tough times.
Yeah, well, yeah. And so basically, that's kind of what I would do. Try to talk about myself.
Real hard time.
A lot of my jokes had to do with growing up with black friends and shit like that. Yeah. And I think it's just riffing, kind of like what we are now, where you just think of shit and you're like, oh, I'm going to try to do that on stage.
To be honest, some of the funniest shit just happens
Right.
on how you interpret something from life. Like for instance, my coworker, he's an old dude, and he'll be talking and he'll just fart, and he won't like acknowledge the fart. He'll just continue talking. That's the funniest shit in the fucking world. But in the moment, I can't laugh because we're having a conversation and he didn't acknowledge the fart.
You're just
but
soaking it.
it's fucking hilarious.
Literally soaking it into your pores.
He just farts and keeps talking, and it's so fucking funny. I'm in this moment.
While
I'm
he's
like,
talking, he's farting?
yeah, he's just like, yeah, dude, I went fishing the other day and I cast it down. It big. I'm
it a
talking
big guy,
big catfish. No, he's an old black dude, 62 years old. He got the best fucking stories in the whole
Can't
world.
keep his asshole shut.
No, he's 62.
Maybe he can't feel it anymore.
That's what I'm thinking, dude.
He'll just fart and just keep talking, just keep it rolling. And it's the fun. I'm holding it in. I'm like almost crying.
fire just
No, the laughter.
Your own fart?
No, it was a good one.
You know what? I got him back though today. I farted while he was telling me a story. I was like, fuck it, I gotta get him
You didn't
back.
say nothing? It's like, fuck
I
you.
know.
So now it's basically you just don't give no fucks anymore around him. You're like, I'm just farting around this dude.
I would hate to go walk by. It's like, you guys just farting on each other? What the fuck?
So isn't that a classroom too? Like, fuck.
No, we're
You guys met
outside.
with children? Oh my god.
Maybe that's why he's become
passed out.
he's become so good at telling stories because he can't keep his asshole shut. So he's trying to block it with his stories all the time. Like, I'm talking about a catfish. She was
Oh, dude, it's the funniest shit ever. So, like, the funniest things happen just off of life, and if you can make it into a skit, like all the little things that we're doing, we literally just do dumb shit, film it, and then find the best way of editing it, and that's how we put out our videos. It's pure just fuckery, man. But it's fun.
Yeah. True that.
That's what people like.
It's a
Just
tough
something
one.
to kind of get their mind off things. You
And
know?
we keep them short and simple because
Yeah.
the attention span's 3 seconds nowadays.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it is. It's the worst.
It's nice.
Even though we're talking
Don't
about
forget.
making shit I was gonna say it's all social media, yet we're talking about putting shit on social media.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
Fuck it.
You gotta roll with the punches and...
That's the society is now, you know?
True that.
We just gotta keep. Shut up, phone! Trap phone? Trap phone ringing.
That is like a trap phone, man.
See what happened was my phone broke while I was in Mexico. I got a crack in
That
it.
was like a year and a half ago.
No, I went to Mexico with my girl recently.
Oh, that's right.
And then I got water in the phone. And then it just died. So now I'm rolling with the trap phone until I get a new phone.
It works.
And it's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice having a trap phone.
You can't do any of the other shit on it.
Exactly.
But
And
then
you just
you
have to
try
like
to
be
do
in
this whole
meditation
Snake,
mode.
snake or whatever the fuck.
I just use my girlfriend's phone, you know. Gotta do what you gotta do.
Part-time social media.
You know, part-time. I'm a part-time social media guy.
That's cool.
It forces you to kind of talk to people, you know, which was like a
You know, I've
forgotten
done
art.
that. Well, I've done that. I've done like
What,
a
you put
whole
your phone
month.
away?
No, it's like a whole month without social media and stuff. And it's
fasting.
like it's not that I'm on it too much to have to do that. It's more of like
A discipline thing?
it's the discipline. It's
Social experience.
There's times that I realize that I waste too much time on it, not necessarily getting anywhere. It's just time based. And it's like I'll take a month break, and I realize I am a lot more productive. Like I'll do way more stuff. I started reading one time.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
yes.
it was weird.
Yeah.
Fucking words, dude. And like
I was looking at fucking
you
text.
read, and it's like an hour had gone by, and it's like, oh shit, like
Just
it's
learn
been
some
an hour.
shit.
Because a lot of times you're just waiting for time to pass by, and you're like,
YouTube.
oh, I'm gonna go on Instagram or something, right? And then you go and spend like 4 minutes, like, well, now I gotta find something else. It's like I would read, it'd be an hour, I'm like, oh, now I'm good. Now I can go do whatever I was going to do. So, yeah, no, I mean...
That's a good thing about having a trap phone. I'll just toss it. I'll forget that I have a fucking phone. I'll go out and I'll work out. I'll do all these different things. So, it is nice.
Your life.
Yeah. But at the same time, it is nice to just sometimes sit back and just fucking see what people are doing, talk shit,
fuckery in the world,
you know?
Right.
So, but it's all moderation, just like anything else. That could be considered like a drug. Right? It can be considered a drug, just like caffeine, alcohol, or whatnot. Being on your phone, it's a drug. You have to like tap into it. Like for instance, it's like face up on the table. It's face up on the fucking table. It's a drug.
It's
man.
really
You gotta
because like
take a hit of it.
The one thing I miss when I do that stuff is Twitter. That's where I get my news.
Yeah.
Like anything that's going on, like
that's your drug hit.
Like I don't know, North Korea's attacking.
Oh shit, man! Watch out.
We didn't talk about
the fucking drama of the world. You know what I'm saying?
I never
North
got into
Korea's
Twitter.
the ultimate. Just
I never did either. I'm not a Twitter.
I feel like I
I'm
could
not a
never
tweeter.
say anything with 100. That's only 140 characters. I talk too fucking much.
You writing novels on there?
Yeah, and I just never. I could never get. Dude, I literally.
That's why there's beautiful things.
I've
like
had people
podcasts.
made me fucking Twitter, but made me a Twitter before when I first started doing stand up. Never once went on it. Because it was kind of like forced. That's what it was. It was too forced. Like I was always late on social media and shit in the first place. Like I'd always be like the guy talking shit about it, and then finally join when everyone else did. And I was like, fine, fuck it.
Yeah, that was always me.
But with Twitter is one thing I'm proud that I never, like, I at least stuck to my guns. Never got into it.
On Twitter.
I'm just waiting for it to completely dissolve sooner or later.
He's just waiting. He's just holding out.
I got like
for
a
it.
news app now that just sends me news, but it sends me all the local news. So it's like about fucking
Like
yeah,
when
no, I've
people
looked for
being raped and shit.
what the
I'm like, I don't care about the rapes. Trying to learn about the North Koreans.
Yeah, like I downloaded the Fox News app. That was a mistake.
Trump. What the fuck's happening with North Korea? Because I haven't been on that
Dude,
shit.
they're just flexing their dick, dude.
Hell hard, dude. And then, you know what I'm saying? They're trying to do the motherfucking
Korean
Olympics in
North Korea,
South Korea.
Seoul.
And it's like
in the north.
And it's like, damn, they don't even let no one
They
in.
can't
No one's
support-
allowed in. We win everything.
They do Olympics every year there, and they always win every medal.
It's like fucking
They're gonna do it like when
dude.
Hitler did it and shit. We have the Hitler Olympics. Like, what?
Well,
At least Hitler like just had athletes. He just cheated, but
Yeah, everybody cheats though.
North Korea's doing what Hitler did back then.
What?
Like
Killing Jews?
No,
killing Jews.
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but so during the First World War, Germany had some kind of limitation on how much military they had. They can support.
Yeah.
And then, but they just kept building it to a point where the people who's in charge of keeping them down was like, hey, we'll let you go for a little bit, but don't go past this. So he kept pushing it.
For World War II?
No, until he got strong enough to attack. That's what I'm seeing with North Korea. They're
They
like,
just don't
hey,
give a
stop
fuck.
it.
But
They're
they're
like,
boss.
they're like, hey,
Yeah.
they're like, you never asked us. We didn't all agree that you're allowed to do tests. And he's like, the fuck do I care if you let me do tests and does it anyways?
So,
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't buy a lot of what North Korea. They're saying North Korea is doing.
You ain't got to be
You
worried
think
about.
it's just news shit? It's propaganda. It's fake news.
Yeah, I mean,
What's happening
it's
here?
not that it's fake news. It's people need something to talk about, and that's the hot button topic. So they have to talk about that. But it's like, oh, they tested a missile. It went in the ocean. They have nukes. It's like, well, that doesn't. Really
They scared my mom, so that was where
I think,
people are getting spooked. My mom's like, "Oh, the missile can get here so fast that we won't even be able to intercept it."
Oh no, that's
Dome
ridiculous. Yeah, all the amount of the satellites.
They're scaring old
It
people.
would just be like you would.
They're scaring old people.
Our navies
man.
would watch it and be like, "Oh, look at that bird! It's funny. That bird is really funny."
LA's in flames. Old people are scared shitless right now, and that's what the news
That's
is.
because they're thinking of Pearl
that's the
Harbor
type of news they
when
use.
a country was able to fly past hella other islands and all the way to Hawaii, and they were like, "What the fuck? Where'd they come from?"
Why are they crashing into us? Those damn
Now it's
people?
like as soon as they take off.
Our last
as soon as they
podcast was about
fire,
Japan.
if they really fired a missile towards us at all in North Korea, it would be blown up in the air, and what would happen
over
is
them.
them, and then South Korea would be fucked, and that's like the only worry, right? Is like. It's gonna fuck somebody. It's like you just don't want a nuclear. You don't want to have
Japanese friends
to
and
destroy a
South
nuclear
Korean
bomb.
friends.
Yeah, in the air.
it stays in it'll go up to like the ionosphere, then it'll fucking start raining down on other places because the world's fucking turning, man. So it's gonna hit us anyways. That sounded so hippie. The world's fucking turning, man. But you got like shit that like Fukushima happened. That shit went into the ocean.
It's water in the ocean.
Yeah, that water's moving around. It's hitting everything. So
I mean, it decays too eventually.
Uranium. I don't know, man. These fish are gonna be all fucking retarded.
Apparently,
there has been some retarded fish from the you're talking about the
Look at Nemo, man. You got the little fish. Fused by Fukushima.
Like mackerel was showing up in Hawaii, all fucked up too. Which is Portuguese people, we love that fish. So
apparently, because back then my family used to crab around the bay, right? So we used to get like stone crab and all that.
Crabs ones?
Yeah. Well,
hell yeah! He said hell yeah.
It went away.
Yeah, but now apparently after the Fukushima happened, do you know how the water goes to the west coast?
Depending on the currents, right?
Depending on the currents. Yeah. Now you cannot get shellfish around the bay.
A lot of them are fucked. It did affect a lot of fish.
Yeah.
Like it really made.
It's weird.
It's not like they turned into fucking mutants like Fallout, but they were just like fucking dying. Like they'd show up with like blood, like bloody, weird, like bloodshot eyes and shit.
Yeah, we're really, not to get more hippie, but we really are fucking up the ocean. Yeah. I seen this one documentary about all the plastic that's in the ocean. It gets caught into like a whirlpool that's happening in the middle of the Pacific.
Well, then you should be able to pick it up easily. Fly over it with a big scooper.
Then where do you put it? We gotta shoot it into space.
Burn that shit. There we go.
Then they're worried.
The same shit.
Worried about that plastic.
You put it where the fuck it was supposed to go in the first place. That's where you put it.
Just put it back into the earth. You know, the earth won't use it.
You know what they do? They go
throw it into volcanoes.
They go to the shore and they dump it in the ocean again.
Putting in a volcano is still gonna do the fumes. It's still gonna be in the air. It's the same shit.
Filter.
How do we get rid of it? Filter? You're gonna put a huge filter into the sun?
Yeah.
Damn, this motherfucker's going rogue on us.
Like
right
it's
here.
not even gonna get there in our.
It would burn before it even got to the sun too.
Yeah, then it'll just turn into a little plastic.
It's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
How much energy and money and all these other resources are we going to use to?
We'll worry about that later.
Don't worry about it.
I got a friend. His name's Elon Musk. He'll handle this for us.
See what they're gonna do is
they spend money on dumber shit.
You are right.
They're gonna have space weapons and shit by then.
Whoa! How dare you?
Or here's a thought: we bring DACA back, use the money, and shoot garbage into space. It's a win-win.
Problem solved, Trump. What the fuck?
Trump advisors right here.
You just get us a lot of coffee, sometimes alcoholic beverages. We're gonna rant on until ideas pop out. Whoa!
How many bitches?
Yeah, I can
500 of them.
I can take a bitch. I don't mind a bitch. I guess.
You know what? I take it. Coffee a bit. Yeah.
Oh man, dude, what the fuck's going on with the weather nowadays, man?
I know it's like hot as fuck here in Sacramento one day. Then it
wildfires,
rains, and then there's wildfires. We get all this smoke from them.
So why don't people believe in global warming? I don't get that.
No,
Go ahead. My whole thing, I think, is fucking that. It's not like I think global warming is just the Earth doing what it does, regardless whether or not we were here or not.
I agree, but do you feel that humans will perpetuate that or push it?
Not very much. I think we're thinking we're too bigger than we are. We're fucking little ants.
But thing is, imagine fleas on a dog. Eventually,
we might fucking ruin our chances to live here, just like you said, like fleas on a dog. They get bugged enough, they get a flea collar, and those fleas are gone.
Yeah.
So eventually,
Carlin said it good that the Earth's just going to shake us off.
Yeah, the Earth will
like the
just
dog scratching
continue,
it, and then the skin will get fucked up, and all that.
Right. Like so.
I don't know why dogs are made.
So apparently we're fleas on the Earth. We kind of are though. Like we're putting fucking cement over it. We're shooting our gases up into the air.
Well, with
Ted's over there farting on campus.
Yeah, fuck. But shit like fracking, that is fucking up. That is fucking up the Earth. That's for sure.
So then we are fucking.
But it's not causing global warming. Fracking. It's just ruining people's chances to survive because they're fucking up the ground right there. And like
what's the argument with this global warming?
Is it fracking? By the way, before I keep saying
fracking's where they
shoot the ground and shit.
So the greenhouse gases are keeping the what's the word I'm looking for? It's keeping like the UV rays.
Maybe not global warming, but like
global climate. There we go.
Humans
climate change.
People argue climate change. That's stupid. Yeah, because that's what I believe it really is. It's just going to be constant climate change.
Yeah, almost like we said this before. It's like a season. Like we go through winter, summer, fall. We go through all the seasons here on Earth. What if it's just a grander cycle of that? Like our solar system's hitting summertime. Hey, bitches, we're going into the solar system summertime. Mm-hmm. It's just gonna get fucking hot, man. There's ice ages. There's hot
Chicago
heat
used to
waves
be
coming
in the tropics at one point.
Yeah,
I mean,
there was-
we're moving. Our continents are constantly shifting.
Pangea was.
Well, that's the thing.
That
At
takes
one time.
millions of years to happen.
Yeah, but maybe we're on the very tip of like from one season to the next, so it looks more
I
drastic.
don't think it does that where it just turns into like from it's
it's
another
cycling.
year.
It's cycling.
I understand that, but it's a cycle that takes
Hella
a
long.
while. That it's
been
not
getting-
noticeable.
Yeah, but it's been getting hotter for like a while.
Yeah.
now.
So the argument is that we're causing the
Speed it up.
essentially,
and that
it's
may
just
be
going faster
that may
than
be
normal.
true. You know, we may be fucking it up, but eventually the Earth's not going to suffer from it. We're going to suffer
Yeah,
from it.
Well, that's
we're
the whole point. We're
fucking
the ones
ourselves.
fucking living on it.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because every single thing can get recycled by the Earth. Yeah, because it all came from it.
exactly.
I don't know about nuclear weapons, but
Even
everything else.
Even that, after a couple 100,000 years, it'll be cool. You know. So we're fucking it up. We're fucking ourselves up.
Yeah. Wait, I was always confused. What are Portuguese food? Or
What is Portuguese?
Yeah, yeah.
Sausages. They just have sausages.
I mean,
Why,
well,
why do you
I
ask
grew
that
up.
question?
Because I want to find. I want to
Because
eat
he's
Portuguese.
Portuguese. You gotta tell
No.
people
Yeah,
that.
oh yeah.
I think he hit the
Portuguese, y'all.
8 times.
Because
but
you know,
the shit,
eat some.
the food, I guess like the basic shit that my family ate that I would say is Portuguese is fucking like,
Sausage.
yeah, linguiça, obviously.
Yeah.
The Portuguese bean soup my mom always made, which is ham and linguiça and beans. And,
It's a lot of beans.
and you know,
lot of
like,
sausage,
but
lot of
fish,
beans.
fishermen for sure. It's like, so
'cause you
my
got
family came
sardines.
from the Azores, which is the islands, right? I'm actually from, well, I'm not, but my grandfather came from Madeira, which is where Cristiano Ronaldo is from. You might have heard of him.
I have
Might even be my cousin, who knows? Hit me up, CR7, let's do this test. But
You are not.
we both got. Well, his eyebrows have been waxed down, but you know we got distinctive eyebrows. But he had horrible teeth. But
Similar
anyway,
abs. Similar abs.
abs
you know
too.
what I'm saying? Yeah, we got good bodies. Nah, but fucking.
Laugh at that, he was
I think
serious.
that's just fish and shit. I don't know. Like it's just I love malasavage. I only get once a year. It's like a Portuguese donut. I get on Ash Wednesday. In Hawaii, they eat it like every day. Like a lot of Portuguese people in Hawaii, obviously, but they eat
Say
they,
obviously,
they eat
but I didn't
those.
fucking
Damn, I thought-
to be
I thought
honest.
everyone knew that. My bad. Yeah, bro. A lot of motherfucking Portuguese people in Hawaii. A lot. That's why they eat.
Why is that?
That's why you go to an L&L and they have Portuguese sausage.
Oh, really?
Which is just linguiça, but they like putting our name on it.
Why the fuck?
I don't know. Well, I
Portuguese?
think we're coastal, right? Portugal is basically a giant coastal country.
Yeah, but it's in
And then there's those
Atlantic.
islands too, and so they just like coming to fucking. I'm
So it was
guessing-
more of a
like. There's a
recent
lot
thing.
in Boston too, huge amount of people from the Azores in Boston too, and it's all seafood. So fucking, fucking clams or whatever, fish, anything you can imagine. You ever had Portuguese kale soup? It's hella good. It's pretty bomb.
I ate kale once, never tried it again.
Yeah,
It's gross, but in the soup, it is gross. I went to a restaurant once and they're like,
it's good in the
they're
soup.
like, do you want a kole for Christmas? No, they said, do you want a kale salad? I'm like, yeah, I want a kale salad, motherfucker. It's like a hipster place. I should have known. And they literally just gave me raw, like, fucking, it looked like the shit that you put the produce on in a store.
Like,
You know what
so
I'm
where's the
saying?
salad?
Yeah, I was like, the fuck? So I even tried it, and it was hella hard and shit, and I was like, no.
Yeah,
It tastes like dirt.
When
I want to
It's
return
gross.
this.
It's so
Can I
fucking
return
bitter.
this?
But in the soup, I mean,
in the
it's
soup?
cooking all fucking
What's your
day.
return
And it's little
policy?
parts of it.
I'm gonna take one bite.
Spicy, there's fucking, bacon in it, some sausage in it, red peppers. It's really good. It's good, but I guess that's, I don't know.
Azores is one of the most like beautiful locations on
I
earth.
don't want to go hella bad. Never
Let's
been.
fucking do this thing.
I've been told.
See,
I've been told about a couple things. I don't know whether or not they're true, but I'm gonna say I believe them, and I tell people like they're true. But since this is recorded and someone's gonna be like, "You're an idiot,"
They
I'm gonna
fact
say
check
I don't know.
No, if you say it as
It's fucking real. That's what I
Same
say
with
on here.
conviction. It's real you.
But fucking ukulele was brought by Portuguese to Hawaii,
Well,
and apparently ukulele means jumping fleas.
Jumping.
And, yeah, they said that the fingers when the Portuguese were playing it looked like jumping fleas. Obviously, the Hawaiians completely took over that. That and
You're gonna get jumped by Hawaiians.
Portuguese people.
I'll dare you, brother.
Boom!
man ain't gonna fight.
There's some down there.
Hey, don't let me go tell my Hawaiian friends down the street, man.
I think my mom's calling me.
They got a church.
In
They're Christian.
fucking Japan. Portuguese were like the first people to show up to Japan, obviously, other than Japan. But tempura
Shooting?
is Portuguese. No, just to fry, the style of frying food. I know. I've never had that. But
shit gets
my
lost
grandfather
in
did
history.
play. Well, see, my grandmother is from Hawaii, right? So one of them came from the Azores. The other one, they both obviously met in Oakland. But my grandma grew up. I know, right?
Obviously, better.
Well, it's a bay. It's a bay. I'm telling you, it always has to do with the bay and the water. But I mean, we are the motherfucking kings of the water. You know what I'm saying? First people to do international trade on water.
For real?
Yeah.
He's dropping Portugal facts.
And take that as a fact because it's true because I said it. And
It's on the mic.
so my grandmother grew up in Hawaii. Or my great grandmother, my mom's grandmother, but she grew up in Hawaii and so my grandfather still plays the ukulele and sings like Hawaiian songs and shit hella good and plays the ukulele and shit. And my aunts used to fucking hula dance and shit. Hardcore Hawaiians, bro.
Sounds like you gotta pick up the ook.
Yeah.
I have one. Every time I have one, it breaks.
You're too rough on it. You're not doing the flea thing, man.
Yeah.
You're fucking too rough with it. Those bitches are ticks.
No, like people step on it because I think the
Just
floor,
lay it.
the floor is a good spot.
Tosses it somewhere or over the rainbow, and that's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do.
Let's shoot a video. You're gonna have your shirt off, right?
Uh-huh.
You're gonna have full hair around the nips. And you're gonna be
No
playing
shaving.
You're gonna be playing the ook,
Done.
all your tats showing, and you're gonna be wearing a skirt. That's your first video right there.
All right.
Only go.
I'm your director. I'm your manager now.
descriptive.
So you have to.
I'm trying to be like the next Iz. I could gain like 400 pounds.
Yeah, he's in the ocean now. He's floating around with all that plastic.
He ain't floating nowhere.
he's got eaten by fish.
Yeah.
All right, let's call a timeout on this one. Anything we got to plug?
You gotta wrap it out, yeah.
Anything we got to plug?
Any upcoming shows or anything like that?
No. I got the open mics.
Just it can't be within a week because this is probably gonna go up
Yeah.
after a week. So.
Then no.
Anything after
plug. I can pretend to plug a lot.
There we go.
I gotta work on a new film.
Plug your dead puppies, homies. Plug. What is it? Is it death?
Shout out
puppies?
again to the homies, the Death Puppy Group, comedy.
And then
Doing it big.
you're gonna be doing stand up every now and then.
I'm gonna be doing stand up every week. That's the plan.
What days?
And so Monday,
Where?
every day, any day of the week. It depends, really. Honestly, I couldn't say, but different spots and shit. But yeah, actually, anybody listening, go online and look up your fucking local open mics and
you
support
3
comedians and laugh when you go.
Yeah. don't
Even
be a
if
dick.
it ain't funny.
Make it feel
Is
good.
it better to go drunk? Like
we
you laugh
smile.
more, or it's just like they
Sometimes
start like
there you could heckle too. But
Yeah.
Don't be a heckler.
You know what I
Nobody
mean?
likes those.
Just I had a heckler the last time I went and I brought him, so that was bad.
There you go.
That's not good. What else we got to plug?
Yeah.
Infinite AM on Instagram.
Yeah.
Infinite dash AM on
I
Instagram.
think it's underscore.
We're gonna be putting a lot more videos on the YouTube, on the IG, and follow my Instagram, Jose Roma 1000.
Oh, we got
IG.
a Twitter as well.
Oh,
it's not
there
too
we
active.
go. I don't want to plug Twitter. I'm not endorsed.
So it's infinite underscore AM.
There
It's
it
for
is.
Instagram.
Here we go.
Okay. And then give me a second here. Go ahead and do your.
Sean, give us a quote.
Holla at the Instagram, I guess. S period Meggers.
He's gonna be
And-
putting skits on there.
That's Meggers. Meggers.
Oh, and then
I get a lot of shit for that name.
the Twitter's the same thing. Infinite underscore AM. So just go on that.
And
YouTube.
we're out. Peace out, bitches.